Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped, back for the OPTC video, and in today's video is day 5 of Season 31. The grandest party of them all is coming to a close. And in today's video, he's in the big dog versus KAIDO. Now, this season, shooters have been going crazy. I've had a lot of fun with shooters on teams, but look, I think KAIDO is probably still going to be the best leader, even though his teams just really don't reflect how powerful KAIDO actually is. But what I've decided to do with the release of the new Alba, and obviously Slashers being boosted this season, I've decided to throw on the Slasher team as my very first team there. Obviously, Alba's getting buffed under the Driven and the Dex tag, thanks to KAIDO. And then we also have Driven on S-Hawk there as well. Plus, Slashers and side characters are getting level 3 CD reduction. So Mihawk is getting a whopping 6 cooldown on top of what he's actually doing as well. So I feel like we could do some pretty fun stuff there. And then we have the burst at our disposal if we need it. I'm running Dex at the end there just because if we save a couple bursts for the Dex team, it'll definitely pop off. We could probably look at pivoting that to the shooter team if we really want to. We could make it more like Kuzan-centric with Khalifa as well, and we could do some fun stuff there. But then we're really realistically only looking at utilizing that middle team that is getting the nice buffs from the Dex and quick burst ability. But hey, shooters are just, they're so good this season. It means we'd have to move KAIDO onto that Driven team. So we'll see how we go and what teams we find. Now, it is the last day, so make sure you guys are at least using the change leader strat. See how you go there. If not, using the auto farm team and helping guys out. It means a lot to the community, so make sure you're at least changing your leaders. But with that said, we're going to dive into the final day of Grand Party. Enjoy the video, belt like button, hit the subscribe button. With that said, let's dive in. Alright, so we can see that there's an auto team down the bottom there, which is very, very kind and generous of them. But I think for the sake of the content, we're going to take on this fight here. We'll definitely verse a change leader, but I don't want the fights to be like batshit boring, you know. So there is a Slasher team by the look of it, because Brook is there on this middle sort of slot here. So throwing Blackbeard into the Slasher fight is just going to be definitely up our alley, but strength at the front does scare me a little bit. Let's see how the Slashers do. I do want to see how the Slashers go under a non-boosted leader, like KAIDO realistically not boosting Slashers compared to like Shanks, who is boosting Slashers. I just sort of want to see how they go with these extra boosts. Slashers have kind of fallen off, in my opinion, just sort of like with the recent buffs they got with Alba, Mihawk. We also had Zorikaku as well that came into the mix. I don't know, they just kind of don't crack that upper end of top 3. Like shooters, Free Spirit, and Driven Powerhouse are actually just dominating. Driven especially has definitely got a rise with the new Pikqchu, and then obviously shooters with all the buffs they've had are just so disgusting, and then Free Spirit's kind of holding their own thanks to the super specials of the waifus and Roger Relic. So we managed to get off a very, very fast S-Hawk, like a very fast S-Hawk. Kobe's almost ready to go. We won't have to deal with that waifus, which is great. Mihawk's not just ready yet, but he will be ready now. I decided to opt with Zora Sanji over Shanks. Shanks was getting a bit more of a buff with the Sai level 3 cooldown, but it's only like a level 3 cooldown, so I figured that haste ability of Zora Sanji is way more valuable, and it proved to be so. So that's always a very good sign. Good damage there, 6,000. Look, I'd prefer that to be a little bit more from Mihawk, but I don't have him Limit Break expanded, and obviously we don't have any dupes in him. Once he hits sort of like the regular pool of legends, he's popping up on tickets and stuff like that. That's where shit's going to hit like the fan. So we're going to do this. We can blow away Luffy, but honestly, it should probably win us the fight. And that's just going to wrap it up. So not afraid to use the burst there if it means not taking that Luffy shot and just sort of guaranteeing us the win. We have 2 bursts available to us, and I feel like this second fight we can either sacrifice it, or we can just, again, build up a burst, utilize it to our advantage. The KAIDO burst is so ridiculously strong if you know how to use it. Does a lot of damage. It gives you guaranteed forced out, and there's not a lot of characters in the game that are immune to forced out. Like obviously you have KAIDO himself, you have the Verse Luffy character, you have the New Year's Luffy, and then you have the waifus. But other than that, like, you don't have too many characters that are immune to that force out ability, so you can easily use that to your advantage. Oh, and Esper, I believe Esper is immune to force out as well. All right, so let's see what we got. We got a traditional old school Slasher team here with the Roger Whitebeard situation. Roger Relic is just like infinitely better in my opinion. The passive, all of the stuff that character brings is just 1,000 times better than Roger Whitebeard, man. Roger Whitebeard, they bring damage, but like this is the damage they bring. Ready? Oh, that was scary, guys. Damn, I wanted to use that. See, like, that's the damage that we're scared of. I realistically wanted to use that before the S-Hawk went off, but I was sort of rambling away and didn't get an opportunity to do so. Funny enough, we forced out the Odin and Kinemon Dendro, which is hilarious because they're the ones that are going to be doing the damage. And we should be able to pop off and kill the rest of the team before they even have a chance to come back. Not the bench, obviously, but definitely the front line. Luffy's going to send him to the fucking realm. Goodbye, good sirs. So the big boppers are gone now, and honestly, the damage output that KAIDO and Odin does, it's really not scary, and then we can just literally pop another burst and just win. So this was after taking S-Hawk and Roger Newgate, by the way. So again, Roger Newgate just not in a position where they can terrify squads. Fixed damage. Cool. The fixed damage there was definitely the scariest part of that. If the fixed damage wasn't there, you weren't killing anyone. KAIDO, we got some good defense. We should be okay here, right? Yeah, we're fine. Nice. Oh, Big Mom Katakuri dying there is a little bit of a problem, but that's okay. Probably should have saved this, to be honest. But hey, fuck it, we ball. Yeah, definitely should have saved that. That was a misplay. Oof. Come on. Just kill him. Kill him 1 second. I mean, Luffy's gonna literally pop off. Oh, no, don't kill me. Ooh. Yeah, I definitely should have saved the burst. That was some risky shit, Stump. That was some risky shit. Oh, man. GG's. I mistimed that first burst, though, which is a huge problem, because then we could have just forced out S-Hawk and not have to worry about it. Or we could have literally just sacrificed that team, gone into that final fight, and it just absolutely obliterated with 2 bursts. Like, that was definitely on the cards. But, hey, we got the chocolates. A little bit stressful, but we'll take it. Alright, look, I would love to fight Side Gear 5, but, like, this deep in the fight, I'm not risking it. It's just not worth it. So, we're going to take on this KAIDO build. Shout out to GT Drey. One of the big boppers of the community. I feel like this is probably just going to be an auto build. Like, no one runs KAIDO nowadays, so I just feel like this is going to be, yeah, straight up autos. So, look, I don't know. Let's just skip this fight, to be honest. We'll move to the second fight because, like, we know we're not losing that. Slashers seem to be holding their own actually quite nicely underneath KAIDO as well. So, that's pleasing to see. Not that that was a very good showing of the actual fight, but hey, like, we find auto teams, man. Like, unfortunately, on the last day, it's just kind of a must. Kind of a must do. It's 50 gems. Like, you can't pass up 50 gems a month. Like, it's just free. So we'll just skip that one. There's not really much going on here. Look, we could use the burst there. We're like, you guys get the gist, man. If you see auto teams, like, just choose the auto teams. If we find, like, change leader strats, like, I'll definitely do that. But, like, if it's an auto team and 2, like, actual good leaders for this season, like, I ain't risking that. Alright, so as you can see here, we have an auto team. We have an auto team thanks to the TRA boys. And then I believe we have a change leader strat. So as I mentioned, I will take on change leader strats if they do present themselves. The last team's looking like it's going to be a Psy team. I would say that's a Psy team. So let's rock it like this, see how we go. If we lose, like, man, I don't know what to say. If we lose, to be honest. Sure, like, easy option was take those autofill teams. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I would have loved to have my my Dex team up the front there. I would have loved that. That would have been great. But I feel like just leading with slashes with KAIDO this season is definitely the play. Getting the extra cooldown reduction, getting the extra stats for S-Hawk and Alba. And then just having, like, letting the burst sort of, like, build up with slashes. I feel like that's definitely the best play. Alright, Alba's or S-Hawk going to go early again? Nope. Alba's going to go early, which is what we love to see. First 14 seconds. Very, very nice. We'll take a HP cut from Akainu, which actually works in our favor because it's going to charge our burst ability very nicely. Now we have the super special of Roger Gaban, and it should be curtains from here. This is actually going to hurt. Okay, so we tanked that. Beautiful. That Luffy special is something fierce. He can hit like a goddamn freight train. Okay, Tesoro. We'll take the Tesoro special. Shouldn't kill us. Nice. We killed 3 units with Roger Gaban. Now we have the super special of Mihawk to come in. 1.7 times attack that bypasses defense. Let's see what the damage looks like. 8k, like I said, it's not exceptional, but the fact that it goes through defense, the fact that it hits all enemies, there's no whiffing available to you, and the fact that mine's only 99 without Limit Break expansion, which means that we can probably bump those numbers up to around 10k. And obviously once you get Super Tandem tablets as well, I definitely can see that hitting like well above 10k once you get sort of a couple more dupes. That level 120, 150 Mihawk, way like a little bit down the line when you see him on tickets and on a regular banner, is going to be very, very nasty when he pops that off. Hell, you want to spam posters on him now? Go for it, but like I wouldn't be using posters on a regular legend. So okay, second fight is a Dex team, and then the final fight is a Psy team. So I imagine this was probably a Gear 5 Luffy build. Like, there's no Kaido here, and this is like the oldest Dex-looking team in the entire world. So I think we just, yeah, we take our chocolates here and we win. We'll let that Luffy get to max special. And the idea is to force out Luffy so we don't have to worry about the revive. Okay, Luffy gets rolled back. Cat Viper can go, that's all good. Luffy's not going to be ready. At this rate, we could probably just burst and kill a bunch of characters, to be honest. Yeah, well, Kaido King will do that for us, I guess. Alright, we win. Beautiful stuff. So there you guys go. That's Kaido. Look, he's still very, very good. I don't see a world where Kaido is kind of fallen off. I just think Quick is quite flimsy right now, and is definitely not in the greatest position. So if Quick had a much better team, then Kaido could be an absolute force. Because his burst obviously gives Dex and Quick characters buffs. And without that, like, he's really just doing a lot of damage. And at that particular point, it's kind of like, well, Int Luffy's floating around, Strength Luffy's floating around. Hell, even YB and Ace this season was kind of going pretty crazy. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys got the 15 wins in Grand Party as per usual. As always, please remember to change your leader at the end of every day. It is very, very important that you guys are going into your edit leader and then you hit any character sort of down the bottom to tell people like what they're going up against. I'm going to select Pell there just so people know, hey, it might be a Dex team. You can auto edit too, but hey, at the end of the day, like, there's probably enough people doing auto edit. And if you guys can see teams, you should be able to strategize and figure out what you're going to win. Obviously, if you come up against massive whales and you're like a bit of a dolphin or something like that, you're going to struggle. But at the end of the day, hey, have some fun with the game mode, and if you lose, don't be too upset about it either. If you guys enjoyed the video, though, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Loads!